Hello and welcome to Global Happenings. Today we do have a trending news for you, and the topic reads: Delta State paramount ruler cries out for help as Fulani Herdsmen have taken over our property, he said. But before we go straight into the news and further analysis, would you like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button? Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel. Alright, let's go straight into the news of the day. The conventional leader of Above Rem in Aka South, nearby government region of Delta State, that's His Royal Highness Obi Uche Erenoma II, has raised the alert that Fulani herders have for all intents and purposes assumed control over the Rem as they have led attack to his kinsman's farmland. Obi Erenoma asserted that following the strong control of their farmlands by the cows travelers, above individuals have not been able to access their ranches for around a quarter of a year now. He said examination demonstrated that herders were working in excess of 7 camps in Obianyema, Ekwoma, Ezowa, and Oyoko people group inside the realm, which in part limits to Agbo and a few networks in Edo State. Because of the herders' danger, occupants of the zone have deserted their ranches, inspired by a paranoid fear of being hijacked, assaulted, tormented, or executed. The Imperial Dad said in an announcement made accessible to columnists in Asaba at the end of the week. The people group approached the administrative, state, and neighborhood government to earnestly go to their guard so as to deflect an absolute breakdown of peace in the territory, as the outfitted herders have been threatening the nearby individuals without restriction. He said the above ruler approached the specialists to mediate to spare the lives and financial methods for ensuring of the individual, saying a highly sensitive situation ought to be earnestly proclaimed in Abrof in Akalu South local government area, following the fear that is being released on individuals by Fulani Herdsmen. The announcement affirmed that for as long as a quarter of a year, ranchers couldn't go to their homesteads, the herders have changed over their yam as nourishment for their steers, as for their cows. Obi Erenoma declared the ongoing grab of 2 of his subjects along the Obianyema Okpa Street, cautioning that pressure has increased in the network because of the unwholesome exercises of the herders. According to him, he said he expressed that yam stables and ranches claimed by his subject had been devastated by the plaguing herders who purportedly sliced tubers of yams to bolster their steers, as bolsters their cows, notwithstanding the demolition of other monetary harvests like cassava and plantain, with an end goal to capture the troubling circumstances and deflate the political agitation in the network. A gathering of partners was held at His Royal Highness, his residence as of late, where it was occurred that harmony and request should rule between the herders and the host network, he said. The conventional ruler said that individuals who went to the partners meeting, that stakeholders meeting, incorporated the police, the DSS, the senior unique aide to the representative on non-indigenous, Alhaji Mokhtar, the senior extraordinary aide to the senator on security matters, Ogboishe Kasidi Iloba, the pioneer of Meiti Allah dairy cattle producers relationship in Aka South, the Aka Northeast local government, and the Aka South local government area administrator Honorable Victor Oko, where the herders promised to be of acceptable lead, they said. Well, things are actually beginning to turn round. According to him, the above pioneer, be that as it may, said, deplored that in spite of the guarantees made at the said gathering, the Fulani herders have been unwavering in their audacious exercises and savagery, which he noted was fit for causing security rupture in the network, and consequently he chose to alarm the specialist. He focused on that Abrof is a community and majorly an agrarian network that are into agriculture mostly, and spoke to the Delta State government, the state police direction, and other security officers to intercede immediately to turn around what is becoming a breakdown of lawlessness in Abruf. Well, this is the news. Quite a number of Nigerians have reacted. I'll take one or two, then we'll go into the proper analysis. It once says, so what do you want, and from who? If you are waiting for the government of Fulanis, you will soon become history. Where are the so-called dreaded militants that you guys have? Or is it oil pipelines they know how to destroy? This one. Another one says, stranger come to your home to drive you out. You are shouting instead of chasing him out. Keep shouting until I come to rescue you. All you so-called royal fathers are the problems we have in our regions. Wow. This one says, you will cry until they descend heavily on you and send you packing and install an emir to replace you. What are your youth doing? Lazy and coward youth? What is your governor doing? Continue to cry, don't stop. Another one says, Delta State governor is a weakling. His only concern is to vandalize private business structures, enforcement of painting offenses, while his state is under siege by criminals and Fulani invaders. The state also has assembly members made up of dead wood. So many. I'll just take one more and we'll go into the analysis. Tell that ugly. Oh, really? What has that got to do with this? Okay, I'll take one more. So I want to talk to Delta State Governor and Edo State Governor. Your Excellency, I think it's time for you people to give this killer Fulani Herdsmen quick notice out of your forest. Enough of the killing in the state. They should go back to whatever they came from. If not, I'm seeing that in due time, you people will not see anybody to govern over, because everybody will take law into his hand, and I'm sure you know what follows. All right, that's the much we can take on the feelers online. But the truth be told, Fulani Herdsmen right now, to me, is deadlier than even the Boko Haram. Boko Haram are strictly facing the northeast, basically. They're actually basically rooted in the north. Fulani right now is almost everywhere. I'm talking about Fulani Herdsmen, and they're no longer hiding it. We talk about hate speech. They keep shouting hate speech. I've not seen any group that spool out hate speeches more than the Miitialas. They speak, no one asks them, why are you saying this? They make strong proclamations like so and so land is their land. No one is telling them, arrest them for such hate speeches. As we speak, Nigeria is probably under siege. Just fairly recently in Anambra State, Fulani, there was a promise made by the governor of the state, that's Willie Obino, the governor of Anambra State. He said when one cow is missing, 500,000 naira will be paid. If for any reason one man, any Anambran, that's any indigenous of Anambra, is maimed or killed, they will give the family 500,000. That's 500,000 naira. Well, it looks like the Fulani Herdsmen have decided to make due of those promises, and they have alleged that 108 cows, their cows, 108 in number, are missing, and they're demanding 38 million. I said that's not enough. Why do we still having stakeholders meeting in front of the governor of Anambra State? They arrested some of their key prominent paramount rulers, one of their key members of the community, and they are languishing in cell, as in not just any kind of cell, but cells meant for hardened criminal. As in, I'm a pure Nigerian, but the truth be told, there's some leverages we should enjoy as an indigenous of a state. How can a stranger come in? And the funny part is, it's still alleged, it's still under investigation. And why would you want to arrest, the top leaders of a community? Not even their indigenous, but the top leaders. You are trying to say that even as a Miitiala in another man's state, you are more powerful than them, their paramount ruler. Nothing is happening. Now, even the governor tried to, use his veto power as the governor to release his paramount rulers. He couldn't do that because the police stations, the police officers in charge of the case told him categorically, sorry, the only way we can release these guys is order from Abuja. That means you're not from Abuja. You know what that means? That means this is above him. It's now a federal case. Now, just to tell you that we call ourselves one Nigeria. Permit me, to say this. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but honestly, that's the truth. That's the fact. We can't keep, lying to ourselves. We permit me to say this. We call ourselves one Nigeria, but there are some Nigerians that are much more powerful than other Nigerians. There are some citizens of Nigerians that are actually senior citizens of Nigerians. Others are actually slaves. They came to serve others. And it looks like Fulanis are beginning to take laws into their hands, and no one seems to be questioning them. They do some certain things. Even when there's so much outcry on social media, they do the arrest, they take them to Abuja, and that's the end. Don't get to hear there's been an execution or there's nothing. We just say, okay, they've arrested them. Probably they will just arrest them so that because of the noise that's being made, but eventually, they release them. Because if not, the wanton way at which they are beginning to kill, to maim, to destroy landed properties, and honestly, it's amazing. I will still keep saying this. Kudos to people like Sheyi Makinde who have taken the bulls by the horns. He didn't just go about talking, he tried putting them into law. And it's amazing, people of Delta, as really, and no one is talking, and the paramount ruler. One thing I noticed about these Fulani herders guys, they don't really go to cities. They prefer going to villages where there's little communities where they can trample upon, and they are beginning to succeed. And even though there is no roga, guys, I don't know if you're seeing where I'm seeing this thing, because it's beginning to play out. They ask for roga, you refuse to give. Nigerians refuse to give them roga. They ask for national livestock program. Nigerians as a whole refuse to approve national livestock program in almost all the states, except for the core north, really, that accept it, because that's majorly what they are known for. But this time around, they did not ask anymore, because it looks like when they keep asking, we keep rejecting. Nigerians averagely keep rejecting. Southerners keep rejecting. What they now decided to do is, we won't ask again. We'll just take the bulls by the horns. Though they've not asked you to give them any land, but they're taking the land by force in default. Look, just check the arrangement. Edo has not been spared. Anambra is not spared. Imo State is not spared. Ebonyi is not spared. Now we're entering a Delta. They're beginning to enter. And if you call the media, they'll tell you, no, that's not their people. If you can't identify them, then shut them off. If you don't know which ones are the bad eggs in your midst, then please, by all means, all of you should move to Connaught and do your cattle rearing. It's not by force that you must do it alone. And we have said it categorically. Why should there even be open grazing in all these states? We've agreed on cattle ranching. Go back to the Connaught and do what you have a comparative advantage over. Except, of course, there's other, hidden agenda that we do not understand. How can just fairly recently, the army, the military have been killed severally over this issue of Boko Haram insurgency, but finally the military managed to capture some of these insurgents, Boko Haram, and all of a sudden the government of the day decided to grant amnesty over 1,400 Boko Haramists. Does that ring a bell? What is the basis of the amnesty? Say because they repented, and yet IPOB that have not killed a soul was proscribed, and they still want to kill them for trying to bury those who bury the father and the mother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they are ready to raise IPOB for not even being a terrorist. But yet a core terrorist like Boko Haram, who the whole world have recognized that they are terrorists, they have killed, they have maimed, they have bombed, they've rendered people fatherless, motherless, they have killed innocent people, they have destroyed their homes, properties, they have done all manner of atrocities that one can think of. And when they were caught by this military, gallant soldiers of Nigerians, not even on barely up to 1 month, what did they say? That because they have repented. What is the basis of the repentance? And they grant them amnesty. They say 1,400. That is not a small amount. That's not a small number. And they will go back. What's the basics? Are you granting them amnesty to do, to go back again and destroy? I don't understand. Is it just me that is saying this, or maybe it's just a coincidence? But that's my take on this. What's your take? Please go to our comment section. But for me, I feel, the monarchs, in Delta should not be shouted for help. From where? Who's going to help you? Is it the government of the day that have their hands full? I would have advised the monarch to look inwards. Gather your youth. Your lives are in your hands. Right now, we have security issues, and it's mounting every day. You do not need someone to tell you that this time you need to protect yourself. That's why you're a ruler. You're supposed to be a think tank of your people in situations like this. Gather them, your chiefs. What you ask them, brainstorm. What do we do at this situation that we are finding ourselves in? What right now probably government is just assume that the government will not help you. That way you begin to think. That way you begin to brainstorm. Okay, how do we involve our youth here? So we can guide our property and probably chase these murderous headers away, far away from our community. Because the more you fold your arms, the more they keep coming. It's just a matter of time. Probably you may not even have any subject to rule. But that's my take on this. Please go to our comment section. Let's hear what your views on this.